name is Kahinda Yoshun. I was from CICS Ralph Ellison. I now attend Indiana State University. I am a nursing major.
My name's Carla. I attended CICS Northtown Academy. I graduated in 2010, and I currently attend the Community College of Chicago, Wright College, and I'm also a nursing major.
My name is Nicole Henderson. I attended CICS Ralph Ellison, and I went to Western Illinois University, but I transferred to Malcolm X, and I'm also a nursing major.
Good evening, guys. I'm Gabriela Santos. I graduated 2010 from CICS Northtown, and I attend UIC. I'm an accounting major.
Hi, I'm Kusmina. I graduated also from Northtown in 2010, and right now I go to Columbia College Chicago, and my major is marketing communications.
Hi everyone, I'm Cree. I'm currently at Chicago State University. I went to CICS Ralph Ellison. I graduated in 2012, and I'm an art major.
Okay, so the way it's going to flow today, the young ladies already have a series of questions that I prepared and shared with them, but I also want you guys to be thinking about questions that you want to ask, especially those of you who are going to, I know I heard a couple of people saying they were going to UIC or that they were interested in accounting or nursing. This would be a great time to think of questions to ask the panelists. I asked them to be prepared for the unexpected. But let's just jump right into it and talk about the college that you are currently attending, how you made the decision to attend. If it was your decision, if you received any sort of support, and even about selecting a major as well. And any of you can jump in.
So I go to Columbia, and I originally chose Columbia because I felt like it definitely suited me more than any of the other colleges that I went to visit, and I also felt like their marketing department was the type of marketing that I wanted to excel in. I wanted to do the art form of marketing, so advertising, promotions, special events. I didn't really want to do the kind of dry marketing, and also the other schools that I saw had a marketing department were really focused on math, and that was definitely not where I excelled in. In high school, I was more of a writer, so I felt like Columbia definitely would let me express myself through writing and through a creative aspect rather than just from the books. And I also got help picking Columbia from my mentor actually at Accenture. Her name was Carmen, and we kind of spoke at one of these events one day, and she asked me, what college are you thinking of? And I said, well, I'm leaning towards Columbia, but I'm kind of getting mixed signals from people because it is an art school, so a lot of people are kind of discouraging me to pick a different school because what art is not always as promising as other careers. But she said, if you enjoy it, I can go with you to an open house and we can decide if it's the right place for you. So she was kind enough to come with me to an open house at Columbia, and right off the bat I fell in love. It was definitely an experience that I did not expect. An open house for me was usually, just a tour of the school and kind of like just the basics, but this was like a whole show. We were at a theater and there was people basically showing their talent on stage, and I remember there was a video of some guy trying to come up with a song, and he was like, well, I need inspiration. And he went to open up his fridge to get some food, and he saw a bag of frozen peas, and he kind of took them to do something with that and threw it up in the air, and when he caught it, it made a sound, and he was like, oh, I like that. And he did it again, and he was like, well, you can pretty much find inspiration anywhere. And that really stuck with me till this day, and it really made me want to go to Columbia. So I have Carmen, my mentor, to thank for that, and just everybody that said it was okay to go to an art school. It's okay not to go to a university. So that's how I picked Columbia.
Anyone else want to address that question?
I was chosen to go to Spelman, and I declined because it was just way too expensive. So I decided to go to Indiana State University with my twin brother. I picked nursing because my dad was very ill at the time. And so his doctors had misdiagnosed him, and due to that, he passed away recently. And so I chose nursing because I want to be the one to just sit there and to listen to people's problems and can be able to relate to them in a deeper meaning than anyone else could, and could actually help them. And so, and make sure that this experience never happens to anyone again. I know that sometimes it will happen, but this experience just opened up my eyes to see that there is something that you can really do about your health, anyone's health. So, and that's why I chose it. So,
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question, especially for the seniors who are sitting in this room. Freshman year typically tends to be the hardest year, right? The transitions, the work that you have to do is different than high school level work. Talk to me about the differences between the expectations in high school versus the expectations in college around academics.
I graduated the top 5 out of my class, out of my graduation class. So being the freshman in Indiana State University, it wasn't really hard for me. It was fairly easy in the beginning, and then, you know, as I am a nursing major, so it is tough and challenging now. But it was fairly easy in the beginning. I think that CICS Ralph Ellison has prepared us so well for to actually transition from a high school to a college. So I think that my experience is different from everyone else because it is, sometimes college could be really tough, so I don't know.
Well, I can say from experience that I think my biggest fear when going into college was that I wouldn't be prepared for the workload. Like I was completely freaked out. Like I was scared. I would just say that I was completely scared. But honestly, like they say that in college, oh, the teacher's not going to be on you to make sure you do your work. But as long as you keep track of everything, you're organized, and there are teachers there that you can see them after hours, and you make friends, and there are people there who's like willing to work with you, but you also have to be responsible and keep track of yourself. Be responsible for yourself. So freshman year for me, it was a breeze. I was so happy when I got my first semester done because it was a sign of relief for me. Because going into college again was completely scared, but after I met my teachers and I saw how they generally wanted you to get a good education. So for me, it's just keep track, keep organized, and don't be afraid to talk to teachers after hours and to ask for help.
I kind of want to second what she's saying. Well, I do go to community college right now, which is way smaller, but my freshman year I went to a university, and it was actually not in Chicago, it was Northern Illinois. And for me, freshman year was a shock as well. It was different because in high school you have the teachers that give you kind of like the one-on-one attention. We had division where you had a relationship with your advisor, and in a university I was overwhelmed with the lecture halls. It was, you didn't have one-on-one attention. You kind of basically had to have self-discipline, otherwise you would fall back, and then once you fell back it was so hard to get back up. But I guess just an advice, a tip for everyone is just have that self-discipline, don't fall back, because I fell back at one point and it was really hard to get back up. But I did it, and now I'm doing really well in the nursing program, but good luck.
Thank you for that. That's really important that you were able to say, hey, I struggled, but I had to make some different decisions and get myself back on track, because that happens as well. So thank you for being honest about that. Anyone else want to talk about transition from high school to college academically?
Yeah, well, going off of what Carla said, I definitely, at Columbia, I feel like I had a tighter environment just because our class sizes are 20, 30 students, so it is a lot more. I actually have one class right now that's 6 students. So it is definitely more one-on-one, and I didn't expect that coming from high school because I was always told well, they're not going to care